Looking to buy a new bike but not quite sure where to start? Well, don't fret, because in this video we're going to be telling you some of the questions you want to first of all be asking yourself, and second of all what to be asking your local bike shop or Marin dealer to make sure you get the most out of your next bike buying experience. I don't know if I can say it. We thought the best way to answer all of our questions on this topic was to jump on a call with Marin dealer experience manager Johnny Walker. Johnny, thank you for joining us. I guess the perfect place to get started is to give us a little bit of an insight into what your role involves at Marin.
Hey, thanks for having me today. I'm the dealer experience manager at Marin Bikes, and I'm really poised between the sales and marketing team to really help our dealers just be the best foot forward for our customers coming in to learn about Marin Bikes.
So I suppose the best place to start would be, what sort of questions should they be asking themselves before they even actually go into the shop?
Yeah, I think it's really important that, the rider thinks to themselves, where do they want to ride their bike? Why is a bike on their list today to go shopping for? So you kind of think about, where you're going to ride your bike, who you're going to ride your bike with. Maybe you're looking to replace a car and commute to work on it. Maybe you're going to carry groceries. So you really kind of want to think to yourself a little bit about what kind of bike you're into, because there's a ton of options out there in the world.
As many people may know, or if they don't, they now do know, Marin obviously offer a massive range of different bikes. What would be your tips to would-be customers to sort of hone in on that and narrow that down a little bit? Be choosing between a few bikes as opposed to like the whole range.
Yeah, we all wish we could just have one bike to do everything, just a great bike that I can ride on the mountain, but also ride to work on. So I think it's really important to kind of think about some of the features maybe that you're looking for on your bike. So if you are going to ride on the trails, then you're going to look at the tires, if it's going to be a suspension bike on the front and the rear, or if you're looking for a commuter, are you looking for rack placement, you're going to be carrying extra stuff, or is it for fitness and you're looking just to get out on the trails and ride your bike as far as you can. So a little bit more about where you're going and how you can dive into what bikes you're looking at.
Is there any sort of tips from your side that you could think to take it step by step without getting too overwhelmed?
Yeah, I think let's just pretend like we're just looking to get out on the trails. Maybe you live close to a fire road section, or your friends are into mountain biking, and so you got to look at kind of the bikes that are available and maybe also kind of look at what your budget is too. In the mountain bike world, then you can look at full suspension or hardtail and what sort of ideas you're looking at riding with your friends. So talking to your friends is also a great way to start too before you go into that bike shop, is talk to your buddies, talk to your family and your friends about where you're going to ride your bike and what we're going to do together, because we'll get to this at the very end, but the best bike to buy is the one that is telling you you want to ride it every single day. So that's always a good thing to think about.
If you had to break it down into two categories, there's the traditional bricks and mortar bike shop, and there's obviously the online retailers. What are the different considerations that you have to take into mind when perhaps choosing between going into your local bike shop and to an online retailer?
I mean, it's super tempting just to click away and buy a bike online. It's great, it's convenient, but really also got to think about that initial setup. So think about your own comfort level with the bike, and if you're ready to buy a bike online and get it ready to go with no extra real assistance, then online might be the right choice for you. But if you're going to want to have someone to help get your bike fully set up, ready to go, and have a local expert just in person to help you along the ways, the local bike shop is going to be a great place for you to go to, just because they'll be there in person and you'll be able to return and get great advice and other goodies while you're there.
You touched a little bit on sizing there. How important do you think it is across the different ranges of bikes that you get that size perfect?
On Marin's website, we'll have a nice little size range for what bikes and what size based on your height. And so that's kind of just a starting off point for what bike size you might fit on. But there's a lot of extra factors, based on your torso length and your inseam and your reach and your body posture, and maybe you need a little extra assistance in getting something set up for you. So if you're even able to take that bike for an extended demo, maybe they let you take it for the day. So that'll be really great too, because then you could ride the bike in as close to setting as you're doing as what you're going to be replacing the bike for. So
what are other considerations and next steps in terms of maybe accessories for your bike specifically, or accessories for yourself that to keep in mind?
Yeah, so let's switch topics to maybe you bought your bike for commuting and you're looking to see if you want to carry your extra clothes or your work stuff with you. So you want to see if there's rack points, if there's an accessory area to put like a rear rack, maybe a front rack, especially for commuters that might need to be bringing stuff that they don't want to wear in a backpack, but let the bike do the work for them.
In terms of sort of workshop and upgrades you might want to make to whatever bike you choose, one thing that comes to mind is something like tubeless setup or tubeless and insert setup, which in my own experience, not so much now as I've learned it a little bit, but initially is like, it's a pretty difficult thing to get your head around and actually physically do. How important is it to have a local bike shop to potentially at least guide you in the right direction initially when you make that first purchase?
Yeah, absolutely. A tubeless tire setup, if you're not familiar with the intricacies of the tubeless tape and the valves and the sealant and the potential mess that your garage floor could have if the sealant goes everywhere. So I think it's helpful to have that expert with the tools that they have on hand to do it.
What are the different considerations in your mind do people have to think about compared to buying an e-bike, when buying an e-bike compared to a regular non-motorized version?
I think that, if you're looking at buying an e-bike and if you do end up going online to find a great option for you that fits what you're looking for, is you're going to want to check with your local bike shop. They're going to be able to help you and work on that bike and service it, because even though the purchase is a one-time transaction, that continual upkeep and making sure it's up to speed, and maybe there needs to be some electronic updates or firmware. So making sure that the bike shop is equipped to handle that brand or that e-bike system is going to be really important for it.
In terms of other aspects that a bike shop might be able to introduce you to, in your experience, is there things that they might be able to plug you into in terms of community-based events and workshops and stuff like that?
Yeah, absolutely. A good local bike shop might offer group rides during the week or on the weekend, get you outside, show you some new routes you maybe never knew about. They also might have some hands-on classes to change a flat tire, as simple as it sounds. Maybe you've never done it and you want someone to help you guide you through it. Maybe even a pizza night or a movie night. Definitely something to give back to the community is something that they might want to do.
To quickly put ourselves in the shoes of people who are watching this on YouTube right now, what would be your first port of call in terms of a customer making the first step?
If you're looking just to go look in person, look for your closest bike shop. Maybe you didn't know you had one around the corner, or maybe you do have to go a little bit further to find one. But looking online, Marin Bikes has a dealer locator, so you can look up how close you are to a bike shop and then kind of just see what it is and talk to your friends and family about where to go from there.
Well, yeah, I think that's pretty much all the questions that I had in mind. I don't know if there's any little bits you'd like to add.
No, I think we covered a lot of great questions. I think it's really important to think to yourself before you go out into the bike shop, where are you going to ride your bike, who are you going to ride with, and what are your goals for cycling, and then looking at what it is, and then going to your bike shop and not feeling scared about asking questions. They want to help you learn about bikes, and they're going to help you figure out what's the best bike for them and be able to get you out there on the road and just to have fun.
Well, there we have it. Big thanks to Johnny for helping us out there. I hope we've managed to equip you with plenty of questions to ask yourself as well as your Marin dealer. As always, if you have any questions about anything we've covered in this video, please don't hesitate to leave a comment below, and either myself or someone from the Marin team will be more than happy to help. In the meantime, stay safe and we'll catch you next time. Peace.